Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Diana, and this channel is all about health, beauty, and my overall lifestyle. If that is something that is of interest to you, definitely subscribe. Now, this video is all for educators. I'm an educator myself. I have been teaching for over 10 years, and we are about to go back to school in a time that we've never gone back in the middle of a pandemic. So I thought about 5 things that we should really be thinking of. Now, I get it. Summer's not totally over, and we much rather be on a beach or traveling the world. But the truth is, we can't do any of that right now. We've got to go out and teach the nation's children. And so let's do that. But before we do that, let's think about taking care of ourselves before we take care of anyone else. Now, if that is something of interest to you, keep on watching. So the first thing that I want to talk about is exercise. Now, normally when I talk about exercise, I talk about it in terms of weight loss or to maintain weight. But this time around, that's not why I'm bringing up exercise. Actually, when you exercise, you release really good, feel-good chemicals within your body called endorphins and dopamine. So it would behoove us, especially during this very stressful time, whether you are teaching remotely or in person or doing some type of hybrid situation, for us to be as joyful and as happy as possible. The other thing is, after a day of teaching, we should really be getting to bed as soon as we can. But sometimes, because of what's going on in our mind and what has occurred during the day, it becomes difficult for us to get to sleep. Well, when you exercise, it also helps with your sleep pattern. Now, if you are interested in exercising for either weight loss or to maintain your weight, I did create a video that's listed right above here that you can watch later on to figure out how you can either lose weight or maintain the weight. The second thing that I wanted to share is for you to either eliminate or at least decrease the number of mucus-producing foods that you are eating, mainly dairy. Now, I love cheese, love it. And I love yogurt. I mean, they are just 2 wonderful foods. But I realize that I really don't want to be taking in those 2 foods too much at this time. And let me tell you why. Normally, having a little bit of mucus is fine. In fact, it's a good thing if you do have a little bit of mucus inside of you, because what happens is anything that comes in, like dust particles and just little small elements in the air that comes in through our nostrils, it acts as a barrier so that it doesn't go down into our lungs. But when you have a thick production of mucus, what it does is it doesn't really do the job that it can normally do, which is to protect us from the different things that go down that comes in through our nose and down into our bodies. So it would really be a better idea if we didn't eat so much mucus producing foods, because then that's when bacteria can form in those areas and places, and that is not something that we want to do. Number 3 is supplements. Now, supplements are pretty good because they help to build up your immune system. So taking multivitamins along with eating foods that are filled with nutrients and having multi-minerals is a really good idea. If you want to have some suggestions on some supplements that you would like to take, I did actually put together an entire video about some of the supplements that I take that is linked right above here. So that is something that you might want to consider. So number 4 is sort of connected with number 3. We want to start taking preventative measures for colds and flus, right? We know that we're going to go into the cold and flu season, and so we're really going to have to build up our immune system. One of the things that you can take is elderberry. It is a really, really good thing to build up your immune system and allow your body to prepare itself to fight any type of virus that might try to come into the body. Now, there might be coughs and sneezes attached to it, and we're really going to have to be careful about not hearing someone sneeze or cough and then automatically think that they may have COVID. That's not the case, right? We really want to pay attention to the particular symptoms of colds and flus versus the symptoms that you have for COVID. Now, some of them may overlap, and I understand that, but we also don't have to alarm anyone or, make anyone feel bad because they might have a bit of a cough because of maybe a flu or a cold that they may have. So in order for us to actually stay away from that, one of the things that we can do is build up our immune system. So let's do that. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you about is not something that we can actually just take like a pill, like a supplement or a multivitamin or elderberry and just put into our bodies and feel good and be better. But this is something that's going to be a mindset shift. Because we are teachers and we know that we are normally faced with an abundance of responsibility, a lot of the times we tend to, I'm going to say it, guys, complain. There are moments where teachers can be, just some of the biggest complainers. And I get it. The copier machine doesn't work. You are now up to your 30th child in your classroom, or a parent is asking you to do something that seems completely outrageous. I understand. I'm right there along with you. And it's not that I don't think that you should not express yourself. I do think that it's important for you to at least vent, right? But I think that venting is something that should happen in a short amount of time, where you are just letting out whatever your feelings might be and then getting back to work. So it's okay if you are sharing your feelings of frustration with someone that you trust. And then afterwards, after you know that you've gotten it all out and you've said your piece, that you are now on your way to being productive, especially during this time. Because parents are frustrated and school staff may be a bit frustrated and there's a lot going on, it really would just be the right thing for us to begin to think about being positive and not so negative. And I know, I get it. You are trying your best. You are working with limited supplies. I understand. I'm there with you. I'm not saying that I don't understand. I do. But I really, really do believe that shifting from that negative mindset to a positive mindset can really begin to change the mood within the classroom, the mood within the atmosphere, and allow us to think of problem-solving ways and problem-solving tips instead of just thinking that there's no way to solve this, it's just going to get worse. That's really not what we need right now in the middle of this pandemic. So I'm just really encouraging you and really pushing you to think just more on a positive mindset instead of a negative. If you liked this video, definitely go ahead and hit the like button. And if you have a question for me or a comment, you can leave it down below. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found these tips to be helpful and that you begin to implement them. Until next time, ciao.